What's good, yo? My name's Don Silos. I'm an entrepreneur, business owner. I run Vital Vintage Goods, raised worldwide. I'm also a graphic designer. I do tailoring on the side sometimes, you know, a little mix of everything. I just like make shit, create stuff, and make the people happy. Vital Vintage Goods is a home-based business. I converted my garage into a storefront. And I'm all about customer experience, you know. I want people to come shop with me but leave with a good impression, a good experience. The one way that I've managed to do that is by incorporating an arcade into my shop, because when I was young, I feel like in the position that I am now in life, I'm able to fulfill all my childhood dreams I always wanted to have. So I grew up in Oakland. I always used to go to the laundromat, see kids playing on the arcade. I asked my parents, hey, can I get like a nickel or like a fucking quarter to play? Like, nah, we gotta fucking pay for the fucking laundromat and shit. So I always wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom at the laundromat. So I used to be like, so there'd be a person playing. I used to be like the kid, like the annoying kid on the side pretending he's playing, you know, like you know when you get like your brothers and sisters, you just give them the remote so they feel like they're playing, bro. So that used to be me just in the laundromat, bro. Just imagine that kid next to you, like pretending like just going ham. And yeah, so I was like, bro, I always wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't want people just be in and out, you know. I want people to sit down, just enjoy the atmosphere, you know, throw them a beer or two, just have a conversation and enjoy our company. So the demographic that I mainly focus on is like the millennials, you know, 20, like early teens, late 20s. Because I do a lot of my marketing on social media, and that's where a lot of millennials are right now. I use a lot of like things like memes, you know, because the kids are all about the memes. And like all the hype brands that the kids are currently on and stuff like that, you know. So Vital Vintage Goods started, so I've always been an avid collector of like vintage items. So I grew up in Oakland, like I said previously. We used to go back to school shopping. You know how when people go back to school shopping in the summer, they go to like the mall, get new clothing? But us, I used to live in Oakland. We used to walk all the way to Alameda. There used to be like this big ass Salvation's Army. That's when my parents used to take us back to school shopping for new clothes, you know? Like back in the day, I feel like embarrassed, like what the fuck, I'll be getting like used items, but I slowly started realizing there'd be some fucking heat at the thrift store. Like some hidden gems, and like I go to school like, damn bro, what the hell you get that shirt? I was like, yeah, you know? Like, you know, like I'm wearing like an old ass, like to me it was cool, but like, you know, when you're growing up, like in order to be like the cool kid, you gotta have like the newest, like the trendiest items like that. And I'm over here sitting with my like old ass vintage like Chicago Bulls like sick ass shirt that I love, you know, stuff like that. So I slowly started finding just shit that I liked. I started buying stuff like unnecessary stuff, but you started stacking up just because I liked it. So I had this whole idea. I wanted to like create like a storefront. And then I started realizing that there's like a whole community like that does this stuff, like collecting vintage like t-shirts, articles of clothing. So during that time, Route 21, I think, closed in my mall in Tracy, and I bought out all the hardware that goes on the walls, so like the shelvings, like the hooks to hang stuff, and then I just threw that on my walls in the garage and set up shop. Along with Vital Vintage Goods, I also have my own clothing line, Reyes Worldwide. So Reyes is my last name. My name is Carlos Reyes. And I feel like any higher end brand is always gonna have a name associated to it. You know, for example, like a Calvin Klein, a Tommy Hilfiger, a Ralph Lauren, stuff like that, you know. As opposed to like streetwear brands, you just have like a name, but nothing about the actual person. So that's why I chose to have my actual name behind my brand, because I feel like if I put my name behind something, I'm gonna have to give 110%, because that's a reflection of me. One of the reasons that I like the bear is because a bear is portrayed so differently in so many different medias. Like for example, you look at Pooh. Some motherfucker's like a gentle little ball of dough. You go see like a movie about nature, you see like a ferocious ass bear like destroying something, you know? Or like you hear people dying from a fucking bear attack. And I feel like that plays, I feel like humans and nature, like we grow so distant from each other, but in somewhere we're all correlated in the same aspect. Like if a bear's aggravated, of course it's gonna fight back. Or like us as humans, if we have something that we believe in, we wanna fight for, we're gonna, like in a way, our inner bear is gonna come out and show our strength, show our ferocity, and show people that we're not weak, we're not easily taken down, and we're ready to fight to the death. I'm the first generation here, so like immigrant parents are all about working hard, get a job, do this, go to college. They don't really believe in like following your dreams because they didn't have the privilege of doing things like that, you know, like they couldn't come here and live out a dream that they dreamed about. They had to come here, work hard, so maybe that was too far-fetched for them, but just, we don't have to follow in everybody's footsteps like that, you know. I feel like if you have the opportunity to follow what you dream about, then go ahead and do it. Like right now, I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm ambitious, I have nothing but time right now and opportunities ahead of me. And if one day, if all falls down, I could still go back, go to school and get a job. But as long as I have the opportunities right now, I'm gonna do everything in my power to catch those dreams. I feel like my sense of style is, I'm definitely not doing what I want to do with my sense of style as I wish that I could. Cause it's hard being a business owner and trying to, everything's all about first impressions. If I really wanted to dress the way that I wanted to dress, I'd be wearing like some outlandish ass clothing, like stuff. I'm all about like destroying things and like bringing it back together, bringing uncommon things and then bringing them into one and like creating one thing. I just like the creative process, cause like for example, when I'm making something, like that's the only thing that I focus on, and then once I'm done, I'm like, what the hell do I do now? Like that's my main focus. I just like love making shit, you know. Like I just gotta keep making stuff. That's how I keep myself sane. The way that I look at things is like when I make something, it's like wearable art because I'm creating it, you know. So that way it's like a piece of art. So like for example, you're an artist, right? What if somebody could throw that art on and just like walk around with it, you know? You know what I mean? So when I make something, it's like I'm creating a piece of art that somebody could wear. So I want to one day open up a shop where people come through, like buy the materials. Oh, I want this type of denim, I want this type of material, this button, this kind of zipper, I want this color, this. We go, we make it, and then they come in, get it handmade. It's gonna be one of one piece. Nobody else in the world's ever gonna own that piece identical to that. And that'd be freaking dope. We live in the age of information. Like anything that you want to learn now is so easily accessible online. So I'm self-taught in everything that I've done, thanks to like the internet, fucking YouTube, fucking Google. Shout out Google. Definitely like the mix of like streetwear and like preppy look. Like for example, I'm wearing like a button up, but I'm still rocking this like jacket. Like it's a mix of both worlds, you know. Fast fashion has one of the most environmental crises affecting our world right now. One of the things that feels the most is like material, like clothing. What was hot like a couple years ago? Like think about it, like the Ed Hardy, right? Nobody's wearing Ed Hardy, right? Where that shit going, like in the fucking trash, right? And then what's the next big thing that came after that? Like stuff like that, right? What do people do when they don't want their clothes away anymore? They throw it away, they go donate it, right? You could tell what's the new hot color in next season's fashions by looking at the water in China from the dye that they use. As far as when it comes to designing, I always try to focus on myself. I don't really like to be influenced by others. Cause I do a lot of self-education. I feel like formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. No, so I listen to a lot of marketing podcasts, a lot of business podcasts, a lot of like how did you start your business podcasts. And the one thing that I have learned is like everybody struggles in the beginning. What I have learned is like the demographic that does listen to podcasts are usually $50,000 or more average income. So I've learned that from a marketing perspective. That's why I started doing podcasts myself, because the average consumer of podcasts are like higher income people. So if I'm able to tap into that market, that may trickle down into me, into my business. There's this channel on YouTube called Colors. They're just like in a colored box, like a big ass like, and they're just like performing. Like a green screen, but like it looks like they made it look like they're inside like a, I don't know, you just gotta watch it, bro. You gotta learn how to hate yourself and then overcome it and then like learn to love it, you know. It's like an addiction, bro. Like when people are addicted to something, they hate it, but once they Once you learn to overcome it, once you learn to accept it, you learn. One thing that people need to understand is like, when you do something, it shouldn't be who you are. It should be what you do. You should have an identity outside whatever you do. You know, because there's so many people that I know that come so consumed in the things that they're doing, like their whole lives revolves around it. You know, and it can lead to like loss of like relationships, bad friendships, stuff like that. You know. It's like any addiction. So I had to learn that. Like I have to learn how to step away from that, look at it from a third person perspective. Like, don't put this in front of people like your loved ones, like people that you care for. Like don't be like, oh, I gotta go do this. I can't be. Oh, I'm busy. I can't do this. Boop, de boop. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta have a balance. At the end of the day, it's all about having balance in life. If you don't have a good balance in life, you're not going to have a happy life. Don't get lost in the sauce, because when you get lost in the sauce, you're lost for the cause. So every time I drop a quote, it's like something that I've read, because I'm always reading, right? One of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard was the 7 spiritual laws of success. So one of them was like, every seed has a potential of 1,000 trees. My interpretation of that was like, if I have a positive impact on one person, that one person is going to have a positive impact on somebody else, and it's just going to trickle down, you know? Another one was like, the past is history, the future is a mystery, but this moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present. I think that success is a journey, it's not a destination, you know? Like, people think like, well, once I reach this, like, that's when I'll be like successful, like, you know? If you accomplish it, then what's going to happen after? Like, if this is all you worked for, and if you reach it, what do you have to live for now? The one thing that I fucking hate about social media is like people fucking fake it just to make it. Like, I know people that are not there financially, but they're trying to live a lifestyle just to portray themselves as trying to live lavish in a fucking budget. Like, bro, that shit ain't gonna work. That's how you gonna get yourself in debt. Pros of social media, there's a lot of pros of social media. Social media has allowed me to encounter so many relationships like you guys, you know. So for example, like when people want to work with me, they want to do something. Oh, bro, let's work. Like, I do this. Like, so nowadays we live in a fucking age where everybody's a rapper. So like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper. Or I do this. All right, let me see some music. Let me see some projects. Let me see some videos. Majority of the time, they don't have shit done. So if they don't have any work to back up their words, like that just gives their credibility a F-. One word of advice that I give to anybody else, anybody starting off and whatever they want to do, is just like, don't listen to the people that are going to be there to bring you down. Like, the majority of people that are going to talk down on you are people that wish they could be had the balls to do what you want to do, you know? Now, if I were to internalize that and, like, take it as a truth, like, oh, yeah, I mean, they're right. You know, I'm probably not made for this. Like, where would I be now? I wouldn't be here in this position. I wouldn't be sitting here in this interview, lacing y'all with game. Don CeeLo's approved, you know? So it's all about staying strong, staying true to who you are, and yeah, fuck the haters. They hate you because they ain't you.
And then like in little letters, like, please sponsor us. And take it off,
like the little flash, like the fucking, what is it called?
Yeah. Oh shit, we can do a whole like just really fast. Turn it off and on. Just like the whole image, just like, yeah. Like, wait. And it's hella long, like, Google, please think about it. It's hella long.